Welcome back, Blade fans. OG Blades with you. Yes, Remette. Got another one. You may recall the review on this guy, the Swordfish, a gravity-operated out the front knife, M390. Beautiful blade. Need room to move it around in order to activate it. Great milling, very interesting 3D milling on the handle in titanium. And then you got these little inserts here that can be switched out in various carbon fibers, etc., etc. Very nice and unique and interesting knife. Well, Remette, not to be outdone by their own knives, has produced another one. And this also, by the way, came my way from White Mountain Knives. It is my own purchase. These were not provided for review. These are knives I paid for out of the own pocketbook. Let's take a look at this one. It's unique. It is a beautiful Tanto. It is getting all choked up over this knife. It is called the Paragreen Falcon. Got something in my throat. Hang on. That's what I get for eating right before I do a knife review. Good Lord. All right, I'm back and I'm alert and I'm awake and all those good things that you need to be when you do this. Well, besides having a very cool Tanto blade with this milled out area in here that actually gives you a place to open the knife with, it is a axis button lock, but it isn't really. The button, the release, is on the axis. And in order to get to the pivot screw, you need to unscrew this top cover here, which I won't do right now. But what it does, there you can see it actually has a liner, hidden liner. And when I push the button, yep, there goes the liner. The cool thing about this is, well, it's a front flipper. So can I front flip it? That's actually the question here. Yeah, hit my background, my reflector, but what the heck. Yeah, I can open it with the left hand. It's a little stronger than the right. It's still healing up. It's taking forever. But the other thing you can do is simply use the liner. You don't have to use the button, but we all want to be using the button because it's more cool, right? And we can open it with the button in a gravity fashion very easily. Got that big hole there, big window in the blade. Can be thumbed open, certainly, no problem. And this gives you kind of a little shelf, this cutout here. So you can actually pick it up there with your thumb, or you can pick it up there with your middle finger to flick it. Very cool. So aside from the button engaging the liner lock, it essentially is a liner lock. But got this nice dished out button. And we've got some very nicely anodized titanium raised surrounds here on both sides. It does come in a couple different versions. I think there's like a brown with a black or with a gold. I tried to get that, but they were out. So settle for this one. You've got enough of a choil here, if you want to call it that, kind of a relief behind the cutting edge that you can choke up and use either the secondary point or the primary point for your cutting chores. Not quite perfectly straight here on the front grind, and very slight demarcation here. It does make it a compound grind, however. You do have two distinct grinds, but it's very subtle. See that? Very subtle. Good sized knife, medium sized knife, I would call it in my parlance. A little bit left over there. I can lay my thumb fully out on the blade. And we're going to, measure it up. Overall length, 7 3/4, just about perfectly. And just shy of 3.5 inch on the blade. You're going to call that a 3.4 inch. And about a 3.3 cutting edge. Get the other measuring instruments here. Not terribly thick of a blade, but not thin either. 3.3 millimeters, which is what? 0.12. And the handle thickness, exactly 1/2 inch. It's an M390 steel blade, so a premium quality steel that you get. Nicely closing up, I'll tell you. Beautifully smooth. On bearings, yes. 4.8 ounces, we're going to call that. So not heavy, not super light. It's you feel a little heft in the hand. Question would be, yeah, there is weight relieving. And I'm going to get the flashlight out to prove it to you. There we go. There they are. There's your pockets. Hot pockets. Makes me hungry. 3 big trapezoidal ones on the show side and none on the locking side. And there you can see where the liner, the hidden liner, actually nests and attaches to the titanium frame from the underside. Nice looking clip on it. The ramp is nice. It goes in and out of my pocket fairly well. About 3/4 of an inch sticking out of your pocket, maybe, something like that. And just real nice fidgety action on this, definitely. And if you wanted to show your friends that you could also close it with the liner and your thumb, you can do that. Be nice if it had a back flipper. Everything's kind of tucked away here. Now I'm having a difficult time with it. There we go. Everything's nice and flat on the top. Kind of a little bit of a hint of a harpoon going on there. And let me show you, for compare, the Remette PLXT, which is also a pivot locking knife, but it is a true pivot locking knife. So we are locking up on a mechanism right on the pivot with the PLXT. This came out a little while ago, and they are going to do a, this is the PLXT, they're going to do a PL something else, XL, I don't know. It is going to be a size larger than this one, which is nice because this is very chonky and short, as you can see for comparison here. So here we have what we would call a button-actuated liner lock, a true pivot lock. And here we have the Anklo by Vostede. This is their own proprietary system. Has a name. Let's see if I can get that for you. It is the V-Lock or Vanchor lock, V-A-N-C-H-O-R, that was, I think, devised by Dr. Yue, I think is how he pronounces his name, Y-U-E. I think Dr. EDC, maybe? No, that's another guy. Anyway. Has a nice jimping, fairly effective on the top. This was a Kickstarter they came out with recently, and now they're selling them outright. They had sent me this one as a review sample, and it's got a nice action for sure. This one has both, or 3 times really. It's got a very nice back flipper, it's got a front flipper, and it's got the hole opening. This one's just in a flat black aluminum with, what's the blade on this? Elmex. So we got Elmex, we've got, what they use on this one? Nitro V on the PLXT and M390 on the Remette Peregrine Falcon. See if that's, yeah, there it is. They tuck it down. They like to put their markings on the tang of the blade. So there you have those three. And Vosti does make another one that we would call a button-actuated compression lock or top lock. They call it their button top lock. And got a few of those in, or maybe at least one of those in recently for review. Sorry if I forget the name. There's too many knives. I know you could have worse problems than too many knives, right? But really classy looking knife, and yet very fidgety, very EDC friendly, although you may or may not feel that this would be your top choice in blade profile for a EDC knife, but you never know, could grow on you. Nice, you can choke up. Good hold on it here. 1/2 inch wide, so fairly narrow for a knife this size. Multiple opening methods. Got the hole, got the shelf there, if you want to call it that. And it makes it look kind of interesting too, with that deep groove in there. Pretty thick, but useful. I would say about the right thickness on that tip. Throw it up against the Ontario Rat 1, for the heck of it. Size-wise, the Ontario Rat 1 is like 1.5 inches at least longer, with the blade about 3/4 of an inch, something like that, maybe 1/2 inch, because I know this is not a 4-inch blade. I keep saying that. How long is the blade on the Rat 1? It is not quite 3 3/4, really, with an overall length of about 8 5/8. So comes up big against a lot of knives, but is yet still not a 4-inch knife. How about that? But here we got somewhat of a sub 3.5 inch blade, but still feels like it feels like a good size. I'm telling you, it's not a small knife. All right, well, the Paragreen Falcon from Remette, an interesting, relatively new company on my radar anyway. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe. I'll be back soon. OG Blade, signing out.